Ryan Peters with you for the Weather Xtreme video for this Saturday, January the 16th. And we're going to start the day out with some clouds, and we're going to end the day with some rain. Let's take a look at the Skycam images. Here's Troy, and the roads are kind of wet down there as the rain is confined primarily to South Alabama and Northwest Florida for the time being. Jasper, the roads up there are dry at the moment as the lights of the downtown area show up, and there's Decatur, and they're still high and dry as well. So we're going to be seeing some rain move into the area, but later today. On the surface map, we have a strong surface low just to the south of the central coast, the central Gulf Coast of Louisiana. Clouds over much of the southeastern United States, and it looks like the bulk of the rain, at least at the moment, confined along the warm front down along the Gulf Coast. In the upper atmosphere, we have a closed low over the Oklahoma-Texas Panhandle area, and we're seeing that generally move our way. Now, for temperatures, boy, since the last time I spoke with you all, it's certainly changed a great deal. I remember pointing out that Key West was in the 70s, and they're back in the 70s, but we have a large area of the U.S. not below 32 this morning, including just about all of Alabama. And speaking of Alabama, how about some close-up shots here? It looks like we go from about 43 at Gadsden for one of the cooler spots to 53 at Tuscaloosa. So certainly a mild morning when you consider that our average or typical high for the day at this time of year is around 52. The rain, as I mentioned, is still over the south part of the state, and the reason for that is because we have a pretty dry atmosphere, so it's got to moisten up, and before we're going to see that come down. And the temperatures are the red line, the green line are the dew points, and when the green line and the red line are far apart, it means the atmosphere is dry. So you can see that the lower part of the atmosphere is quite dry. Flash flood watches in effect across the Gulf Coast area of Florida and Alabama and into southwest Georgia. So they're definitely going to be seeing some heavy rains down that way today. QPF-wise, the bulk of the rain is being confined to the Gulf Coast, where they're forecasting on the order of 4 to 5 inches, all the way from the Louisiana Delta area all the way over to Apalachicola. Up here, it looks like we could get on the order of about 1 to 2. I think actually it'll probably be closer to 1 because of the dryness of the atmosphere so far today. Storm Prediction Center is watching for the possibilities of some destabilization of the atmosphere down along the Gulf Coast in response to that low pressure area. Right now, it's one of those things where there certainly is shear, but will there be enough destabilization? All right, this is 06Z GFS model run, and here's our low in the Gulf today, and you can see that the GFS is suggesting that the rain will spread our way. I think for the bulk of the morning, the central Alabama area will remain dry, although overcast and cloudy. By midnight, the surface low is up into Georgia and Alabama, kind of painted as a rather broad surface low on the GFS, and that should give us rain overnight tonight across central Alabama. The upper low moves quickly by with a fairly fast flow, and that should take the surface low up to coastal Virginia and North Carolina and kind of into the mid-Atlantic states. But it looks like there'll be enough wraparound moisture that we'll probably see some rain during the morning on Sunday morning, but I think by afternoon we should be able to see some clearing. By Monday, the surface low is well out into the Atlantic. High pressure settles in. We should have a beautiful start to the work week. We stay, the whole pattern has shifted just a little bit. We still have a very active flow and very fast-moving flow, but the bulk of the traveling weather systems are in the northern branch right now, and you can see a short wave coming through the Great Lakes there. And while that will certainly give them some weather up that way, as the high settles in over the northeastern Gulf, we see some moisture return, but the moisture is going to be somewhat limited, and that whole system, as you can see, by Wednesday zips by very quickly, giving us the possibility of some rain Tuesday night and into early Wednesday. But we come under a ridge, and that should kind of begin to dry us out. So Wednesday, kind of a transition day in there where we see the rain overnight. Another short wave comes by quickly on Thursday, and that should help to get rid of the whole mess. And we come under a ridge by Friday, so Friday should be a dry day. And then our next system is coming at us on Saturday, and it looks like Saturday will be mostly dry, at least through probably early afternoon. Of course, we're getting 7 days out here, so timing could be off just a little bit, but it looks like one strong storm system as a result of that really strong upper level system. And then quickly into Sunday, it looks like we get wet. So it looks like maybe late Saturday and into Sunday should be a wet time for us. Now, looking way out into Voodoo, the overall pattern seems to remain fast. There's certainly a fast flow, but the stronger westerlies are a little further north, and that's where most of the traveling weather systems are. On the 27th, Wednesday the 27th, it looks like we should be high and dry with a broad ridge over the eastern two-thirds of the country. And then by the end of the month, by the end of January, gosh, seems like 2010 just started, we see a fairly good size shortwave coming across in the lower part of the flow, and that should provide us with some wet weather as we get to the end of the month. Well, we certainly appreciate you tuning in to the Weather Extreme video. I expect to have the next one posted by 8 o'clock or so tomorrow morning. In the meantime, I hope that you have a great Saturday, and if you're going out tonight, be sure to take some rain gear, that umbrella. You'll probably need it. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Godspeed.
Each day there are new stories to tell about the people who live here and the place we call home.
All of the faces that I see, all of the places close to me, they're all part of all the best things about home.
Sharing your stories on ABC 3340, Alabama's news leader.